Good afternoon. It's 103, Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm currently smoking a cigarette. Oh, I fucked up. I ain't gonna be too hard on myself though. I feel like this not releasing is beginning to feel a little overwhelming. You know, I figured like I'd hate editing videos. Let's start by saying that. You know what? I just got on here and just started talking. It's a whole YouTube universe outside of Atlanta. It's a much bigger platform. So let me introduce myself. My name is James Alexander Cambridge the Fourth. Say that shit. That's my name. That's the name I was given. That's the name I've grown to love. That's my name. 36. Born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia. Southwest to be exact. Ben Hill, Zone 4. Mm, love my city. I love where I'm from. This shit really feel like Atlantis. You know what I'm saying? You think about how Atlanta has influenced not only the country but the world. This the whole world has been affected by this state, this city that I'm currently on live from. Atlanta's a beautiful place. Black people, successful black people, successful dollars, trying to give me a piece. I want some. I want it bad. I really do. I feel like I put the work in. I'm putting the work in on improving myself and being a better man. And I want a piece of that black dollar in Atlanta. I want a piece of a dollar anywhere. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I deserve it. The law of attraction said, hey, I think about it all the time. I love that shit. I'm a Capricorn too. December 29th. It's my birthday. 1987. I'm on to my 80s baby. I ain't no Grady baby though. I was born in the Southwest Hospital. That shit gone now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's me. Artist name, because I am an artist. I play guitar. I sing a little bit. I've been rapping a little bit lately. I just love music. Play harmonica. I funk around with everything else if it's available. Yeah, by the standard terms, I guess you can call me a producer too, because I make my own music. Um, I'm a poet. I was a poet first. I loved to write when I was in middle school. Shout out to Elkins Point Middle School out there in Roswell, off Mansell Road, right? I think so. Elkins Point. Speaking of Elkins Point, um, I saw my eighth grade girlfriend on TikTok this morning, and that shit threw me for a loop. I was not expecting that. She liked something on my page or something like that. I ain't seen her in I don't know how long, but anyway, um, I was like, I'm an artist. Oh, middle school, Miss Springman, eighth grade, language arts. Loved her. She let us. It was what's going on. I remember they did the remix with Alicia Keys and all them on it. she played that for us and she told us to write to that. I remember it like it was yesterday, and that just inspired me. So, if she ever see this, I appreciate you, Miss Bremen. And you know what's so crazy? Let's start from the get go. Grew up in Ben Hill, like sixth grade, family moved to the suburbs, like what is that? What's the area called? Alpharetta, kinda like Alpharetta, Roswell, Duluth. That's where I did middle school and high school at. But I had big glasses, had an extra tooth around seventh grade time. Then like seventh grade summer, I got my tooth removed, my little middle tooth, and then I got some contacts for the first time. So yeah, I was definitely a new man. So going into eighth grade, I didn't really care. I was just worried about them girls because them girls was finally paying attention. Adolescence. I was so into the girls. I just love the girls. I still do. Look at this big ass smile. The girl crazy. But anyway, I was like, fuck, I ain't care about them grades no more. I was trying to get the girls, man. But anyway, failed grade, eighth grade. Um, and I had Miss Springman again. That's the only teacher I had again, I think. I might have had two teachers again. But I had Miss Springman twice. I think she requested me too. Miss Springman definitely requested me to be in her class again after I failed eighth grade. And I appreciate that because she believed in me. She pushed me. And so that's where my love for writing started in eighth grade. I used to write little notes, used to write little poems and shit. And then after high school or whatever, hanging out with my homegirls. Long story short, I hit a blunt with PCP in it and got locked up, got tased. got tased. I thought the police were devils. I was tripping balls. I will never wish that upon nobody to hit a blunt with PCP in it and not know. Man, goddamn. Anyway, I get into that story one day. That is that's a whole nother thing. But after getting out of jail and coming back down south, um, I was getting into music a lot around that time, right before I got locked up. I was going to CD warehouse and just going and picking random CDs after work or random albums, and just listening to different shit. Cause at that time I was on the Outkast, Trey songs, all the shit we grew up on, like 106 and Park days. Like that's the shit I was still listening to, and then Party Like a Rock Star, Shop Boys and Travis Porter and all them. Soldier Boy was first coming out then. You know, so the shit they was playing, but I started to venture off into the Atlanta music. My uncle was always, I think he was on like the street team for Dungeon Family. So I seen a couple of them growing up. They came around. Uh, Shot Put stayed two doors down. It was a big, it was a big movement down here when Outkast and it was out. But my uncle was in the videos and for the Attic Crew too. Um, Young Bloods, goddamn, Lil Jon, all that whole little scene, man. My uncle was in that. But I always loved Outkast. Like matter of fact, the first time I ever stole in life, I stole equipment from my uncle. I stole equipment from him, definitely. And I just played it, man. I just loved it. At first I really didn't understand. I didn't even know why I stole it, but I started to. Once I got a little bit older, in my early 20s, I was like, "Oh man, this is crazy." Dre, and Big Boy is just lyrical. So, yeah, man, I fell in love with that. I fell in love with the Doors, Jim Morrison. He reminded me of myself. I felt like a poet, but I also wanted to be a rock star. around that time. I was like, man, I can do this. I'm looking at Lenny Kravitz and I'm looking at all these rock stars and I'm looking at myself. I'm like, man, I definitely that feel like what I'm supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? So then I get into Jimi Hendrix, Led Zeppelin, the Beatles, and a whole bunch of '60s music, free love type shit. And matter of fact, that's what I wanted to go by is free love, like on my guitar. So it says free love, and that's what I felt like. I got a tattoo too, free love. And I got free is. I put is on my neck. You probably can't see it. Oh yeah, you can't. Free is love. Love is free. I was going by free love. Then I got a guitar. I had a girlfriend, Janae. She's one of my best friends now. Hey, Janae. Um, she had got me my guitar for Christmas. Was it Christmas or my birthday? I don't remember what it was. But, yeah, a black Strat. A black, yeah, a black Strat. But we was young, man. She was Gemini. She was a, I don't want to call her Indian giver, but she sure did use that as leverage. We got into a fight. She's like, I'm gonna take this fucking guitar. I'm like, no. I'm trying to learn how to play it. I'm just now getting to it, man. I say about 2012, right around when they said the world was gonna end. You know, in hindsight, it just felt like a big timeline shift. But I definitely felt all of that. I got into conspiracy theories. I got into spirituality. I got into the crystals. I got into all that shit, man, around the same time. So it was like a big change. You know, I felt like I was a whole nother person, man. Especially from that PCP trip. Like that was it was like, bro, what was that? Like, what the fuck? Because and while I was tripping, it felt like these the police was devils and they was trying to drag me into cells in hell. You know what I'm saying? And even when I've tried acid before. Even when I had like an acid trip, they always feel like hell. And I don't know if that's because of a like a religion thing, like growing up in a church, or am I like scared of hell, or what it is that why I keep seeing that, but it feel like it. I felt like stuck or trapped. I have a fear of that. Even like I said, even on one of my acid trips, I probably tried acid like 5 or 6 times. On one of the trips, it was probably more like four, because I think I had one or two good trips, and then the rest of them were like questionable. But there was one trip where I was like, it felt like I was going in a loop, and then I was trying to play guitar and like my hands would not move. That's a fear of mine. But anyway, fast forward, I go get my own guitar, start playing, had my first show at like I want to say JR Crickets, man. This dude, Gary, is it Gary Welcher? Shout out to Gary. I got my first performance like on DVD. And I'm glad he gave me that, because you see where you come from. Like, you see how much you've improved. And, like, damn, I really stuck with this shit, Because it wasn't good. I was nervous. But then I started playing. Homeboy Vici reached out to me. He's like, man, come fuck with Auto Magic, man. And so I started playing with the band, and so I started meeting all my music friends around the scene of Atlanta. He let me shine. He's like, man, you got a song, you go ahead and do your shit too. He let me do my shit on the set. Then eventually he started letting me do my own set, and it just grew from there, and the whole legend was born. The legend of King James. King James was a terror, man, especially on that dope. And shit, man, I started hitting the bag. Something serious, man, around 2015. Yeah, around 2015, that's when I was really out there playing and hitting the bag and just having a grand old time, like living like a real deal rock star, watching Ray and the Doors, like basically emulating them lives, man. And me and my girlfriend at the time felt like Ray and Regina King in that movie, The Blind Junkie and the Drunk. Yeah, man. But time passed. Got two kids along the way, son Liam, daughter Rainbow, two beautiful mothers. Um, and I'm here now. Early this year, let's say around March. I want to say it was March. It was definitely March. Cause it was right after my son's birthday, and I was working with one of the best friends, and we was on that shit together, and it just got to a point where it was like, man, it's like I ain't going nowhere, man. Like I'm making money, but it's going right back into my nose. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to be present. I was fucked up too, cause after me and my daughter's mom broke up, it was just hard. No, that was my heart, man. That was my dog. I waited for her. You know, I ain't seen myself being with nobody else. It just felt like I really felt like we was made for each other. But that was hard. But this year in March, I was like, you know what? I quit. I'm not doing this shit no more. So I put the bag down. There might have been, I'm not gonna. There might have been. That was from from March to here. I probably hit the bag twice. Just like actually like two little toots, like once, maybe three. I don't know. One of my friends was like, "You really quit this year? I just want you here with me one more time." And I got caught up in it, trying to show off. My ego got in the way because I had. By the time I had reconnected with her, I was bigger. I had a new job. You know what I'm saying? I was focused. I was back on track. So I was trying to go show off a little bit and fucked around and shit backfired. But I've I've not hit the bag more than I hit the bag this year, and this is the first year I can say that. And I don't know how long, since 2015. I want to say, yeah, since 2015 is I was only hitting the bag the first 3 months a year, but that shit was probably hitting it heavy too because we was working together. But yeah, so I quit that. I was still smoking vapes. I was still drinking, and then I had got into truck driving over the road, box trucks and shit, out there on the road, away from the city. I got my passion back. I got my drive back. I felt like I had a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like a cowboy out there with my guitar and shit. You know, state to state. Don't never know where I'm gonna be. You know what I'm saying? It was a lovely thing. I loved it. I love being out there on the road. You didn't have nobody over your shoulder macromanaging you. I could listen to what I wanted to. I got back into a routine. You know what I'm saying? I started working out again, listening to audiobooks. I was just doing the shit that improve your life. So I was real proud of myself. I was doing really good. But like towards that end, towards last month, I found myself drinking a lot once I was getting off the road. It was like, damn, my body was tired. The money kind of decreased because supposedly the rental cost went up, so our pay decreased. We spending all this time, we ain't getting paid for the time we spent. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can't if you count road hours hourly, man, I should have got paid $2,000 a week. You know what I'm saying? Because on the road, shit, you driving from shit from from sun up to sundown for real. But um, yeah, drinking got real heavy. I was on the gin, and then I started drinking while driving. Then I knew it was like, oh man, yeah, I need a break from the road. So I took like, I got like after Halloween it hit me real hard because like not the drinking, but being on the road and my body hurting, not being with my kids. You know what I'm saying? Not dressing up, just not. And Halloween one of my favorite holidays, man. I love dressing up. I love getting into character and shit. I feel like being on stage, but um, I told him I needed a break, so I was gonna take like 2 weeks. Took 2 weeks off, um, and me and my lady went out and got drunk. And nothing bad happened. It was just like I don't want to do this no more. It just hit me like damn. I don't remember some of the stuff we talked about last night. I said what now? Like man, I don't want to drink no more. I'm tired of getting it. It's getting to the point where every time I get drunk, I get repeated back something that I said that I don't remember saying. So I don't want to feel like I can't remember shit. That's not a good feeling. I'm already getting older. So, I just want to be aware. I want to be all the way sober, to be honest with you. So, I stopped drinking 24 days ago, 24 days ago. Um, and then, like 2 days later, I was like, all right, I want to do semen retention. Well, it might have been semen retention first, then the drinking. No, I was drinking then semen retention. The last time I drank, but it was in the same breath, like, yeah, I'm gonna hold my nut. I just want to see. So I've been trying semen retention about 22 days now, and then I had a show and I had a vape, and I was like, man, I think this gonna be my last vape. God is funny because he's like, oh yeah, we'll see. Take it to the show. Man, about to pack up and get in the Uber, couldn't even find the vape. And couldn't even ask nobody to help me find it. So, you know, that was the last time. That's probably been like 18 days ago. So 18 days, no vape. 22 days, semen retention, and 23 or 24 drinking. That's, hey man, it take 20 something days for something to become a habit, right? So during that time, I've worked on my breathing. I've read The Ways of a Superior Man, Men from Mars, Women from Venus. Right now, I'm on what is it? The Artist's Way. Uh, been on a routine, getting up early, getting up at like 4 in the morning every morning. I went to bed early last night by myself. It's like I ain't done that in a while. It was like 10 o'clock. That's early for me. Maybe it might have been earlier than 10 o'clock. It might have been like 9-ish. I laid down. I felt pretty good. It was like 9:37. I looked at the clock. Like 9:37, I laid down. Well, I was getting ready to lay down. So, you know, I've been going to bed early, been waking up early, on my shit, man, on my routine, working out, playing my music. I've been playing, I put my hands on the guitar every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a point where I would only play once a week. There was a time where I probably went a month without playing my guitar, man. Especially out being high or like right after that period of I said I would